Okay.
Yes.
You're ready, Laura.
All right. The Park Board of the City of Gun Barrel City, Texas will meet in a regular meeting in City Hall Council Chambers located at 1716 West Main Street, Gun Barrel City, Texas, on Monday, February 9th, 2026 at 4:00 p.m. I call this meeting to order. Roll call from my left.
Shelby present.
Tracy present.
Frank present.
Young present. We have a quorum. All right, so number 3. Consider and take action to approve the January 12th, 2026 meeting minutes. Does everyone have a chance to look?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve?
I move to approve as written.
I'll second.
Okay.
Shelby, yes?
Tracy, yes.
Frank, yes.
Young, yes. All right. Item 3B, discussion regarding donation of a peace pole to the city park by the Rotary Club of Cedar Creek Lake. That's our city manager.
So this request actually came to council, and it came to Councilwoman Burns. And I said, this is a great time for our Parks Board. We have a meeting coming up. It's a great thing to get on y'all's agenda. And I know, Laura, you and Keith are both very involved in Rotary.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, hey, let the board kind of hear about it and talk about it. I think we have a representative here from the Rotary to talk about it. You can come up if you want and kind of talk to this group about what the plan is and where and all that good stuff.
Skip. Welcome.
I met y'all.
This
My
is
name is Skip.
Skip
And
Fritz.
I'm actually on the Peace Pole Committee for the Rotary Club. And just to kind of give you a little background on what a peace pole is, we look at it as peace pole is like a monument that is part of building peace in communities. And I think you have pictures on page 5, or page 6 or 5, whatever it is. I will tell you that there are approximately worldwide 200,000 peace poles that's already been installed. I mean, this goes all over the world and everything. So now one of our goals is to install a peace pole in Gun Barrel, Maybank, Kemp, and Toole. So I think April has got me on the schedule to present to the City Council at the end of this month. But I thank Laura for inviting me and everyone inviting me to come and talk about this. On this, on the page, I guess it's like page 5 that has the pictures. There's like 3 pictures of it, of the peace pole, what it looks like. It's like a
You can
4x4
also pull up a picture.
vinyl. It's done in vinyl and it's 4x4. Now what we were thinking is exclude the last picture, which are the peace symbols, and do like the first one that says, let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me, and then may peace prevail on earth. And we do those 2, they would be in English, and then on opposite sides, to cover the other 2 sides, we would do Spanish. And now this is, we're just recommending it to y'all. This is going to be your peace pole. You know, we're just you know, going to install it and be there. You know, one thing that we would really like is once we get approved by the City Council and by the Parks Board, and we set a date and a time, we'd like to make this like a community activity where it would be sent out and everybody would be there to see the peace pole go up. So, you know, and I just think that maybe if we just,
Color pictures, if you want color pictures, that's all that is.
if you just excluded the 3rd one and just did the first 2 in English and in Spanish.
I absolutely love this idea. The shopper in me is just asking, are these, if in the 200,000 Peace Poles that are up and around, is it kind of, you make your choice of these three, or there even more?
You can
options
do
beyond?
whatever wording that you
Okay.
want to.
And I'm not saying I want to, it's just,
Yeah.
I'm curious.
This was, I'll tell you where this came from is my wife Tatiana and I had a chance to go over to Palestine. There is a park there that's part of Rotary, and it's called a Peace Park. It's an amazing, amazing park, and they have these peace poles there, and that's where we got the pictures from. They just had the wording there. But I thought the wording, I thought really touched my heart as to what peace building is all about.
Skip, where do the peace poles come from? Are they manufactured by Rotary or?
No, they're not manufactured by Rotary. They come from Washington State, and that's where they make them. And then they're shipped here. Now, I just found out today that this wouldn't be part of that, but they are manufactured there, and we could do whatever wording we wanted to.
Okay. And you had mentioned that the symbols were the real expensive things, right?
Yes, the symbols, and also the peace symbols, and then there's another one kind of like that that's called a peace language, but I don't know that would be apropos to use, but like each one of the symbols would be really expensive. It's like $65 per symbol. And we're trying to do it to where this is cost effective so that we could do not only Gun Barrel and Tool and Kemp and Maybank.
And then the other question I had was the installation. How are they going to be installed?
I think that what I would do is maybe like, enlist a couple of people from Rotary. Another thing too is we're recommending that we get the 7-foot length, and then go down about 2 feet down, Sack Creek, put it in there, and mount it that way.
I think we've got the.
Laura,
equipment.
you can see here, it slides over like,
4x4 pole.
Right.
yep,
Yeah.
that size.
Now, another thing that we have talked about, Dee Dee, and even I brought up with Rotary one time when Laura and Keith were there, is to maybe like get our kids involved with Interact, is that to make it more decorative at the bottom is maybe plant some flowers and have some decorative bricks. And then when Laura and I talked on this past Friday, I didn't really realize this, but I guess that there was a beautification committee.
Yes.
That maybe, if they wanted to do it, then maybe Rotary would be, we could do like a donation and say, and we could change out the flowers for the season, and we would just donate for the beautification to plant the flowers.
Yeah.
And either of those, and the Interact, those really, they're just dedicated children or high school students that just do a great job. So either one, and we can, if we have permission, we can reach out to
Yeah.
beautification and.
Where
visit
are
with
you
them.
thinking, where are you thinking about putting them?
I'm not familiar, although Keith has tried to get me to come several times to the park. I have not been to this park. I know that Maybank, we're going to install it at the Veterans Park, and then Kemp, we're going to do it at their park there, and
Downtown.
probably looking at when they have their Wildflower Festival in the spring, but I don't know. I would imagine that the park here would be the logical choice.
Well, our park's massive, it's huge.
Yeah,
so
what about,
the-
well, that's why my brain was, because that will help me take this to council of kind of a location,
We were thinking near the butterfly garden.
or by the
Oh,
chair.
that's right.
Or by
Or
the chair.
one by there and one by there. We could do, if there's gonna be two, you could do one by the blue chair that just went up, which they haven't really done the groundbreaking for yet, because they were waiting for it to get pretty. And then one by the butterfly garden.
Well, we're only
Well,
getting
we
one,
just-
aren't
Are we
we?
doing
Yeah,
one?
we're just talking about
Okay,
getting
okay.
one now.
One.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
So either way.
So
have the
either of
two.
those
Either.
would be, yes, those would be
And
appropriate.
that automatically ties into the
Other
beautification.
Yes.
flag garden.
Yeah.
Is that in part of the park?
Yes.
Yeah, if you park by the
it's maintained
pond-
by the beautification.
It's by the pond?
Yeah, if you park by the pond and you walk straight down, they have a butterfly garden there that they kind of keep. There's some benches right there, and they keep they work every single week year round on that butterfly garden. So
Is that part of the beautification?
Uh-huh.
Is that their thing that they?
so that might be the perfect place to put it right beside there.
Yeah, it's the Zen.
If it's okay, I'll go ahead and talk to Monica and
Yeah.
Lana Lockwood, I think is.
When you talked about having an event around it, is that an event around its installation, or is it an event?
Yes.
An unveiling of it after?
Well, no, it would be all inclusive. We would do
Invite
the
the
installing of it and, and then, it'd be all inclusive.
Oh, I love it.
And I know that, now in the Rotary Club that we are located in, we have a district, and there's probably about 42 clubs. Well, the lady that I'm working with is over in Tyler. She's actually the chairman of the district. But she said today to me, she said, whenever you decide on times or anything, I would like for you to tell me, and I would bring as many Rotarians from the Tyler clubs over, so I think we would have a lot of people coming to, for the installation and unveiling.
How long does it take to get the actual pole? I mean, the installation is relatively easy, right? That's a
Yes.
4x4 of a certain size, certain distance in the ground. How long? And I assume that's like a plastic slide over the top.
Yes. It's like
How
a
long does
vinyl.
it take to get that vinyl?
I'm thinking that right now it's probably about 4 to 5 weeks.
Okay.
So I can kind of like nail it down with the person that we're working with.
Yeah.
Are you expecting any money from the Parks and Recreations for any of this? This is all Rotary.
This is all Rotary. This is what we have. This is part of our latest project, you might say.
I'm all
Yeah,
about
we need
money.
to-
Ask about the money.
Yeah, but if you want to vote on a recognition to council to support
Good, yeah.
this, and then it will go to council. I don't know that we could make it happen, but there is potential we could install it right before or right after Easter egg hunt. That's, I was trying to, I text Whistlebutt over there, she didn't listen to me. So I had to scroll real quick to find it. March 27th is Easter egg hunt. So, but I don't know, that's why I asked how long. I don't know that we can make it by then, but that's a Friday night.
Because this is something that would need to go through a city council meeting before.
Janet and I talked about that. It wouldn't necessarily have to. It's a cool thing that you guys have been able to consider and then recommended to council. Typically, no, it would not have to have council approval, right? You guys could approve something like this, talk to beautification, make sure they don't have any issues. Like, we could put that all together. We wouldn't necessarily have to take it to council.
But it gets
Since April
exposure.
kind of started this, it's a good transition, just like I had Frank come and talk about the grant, right? He had to have a resolution, but it's just a good partnership between the Parks Board and council and how those two bodies work together and get that information out. So
Exactly.
we already have
I
it
was just
slated.
asking, because
Yeah.
if it was on there March 27th.
We already have it slated to be on the February 20-something agenda, February
But,
It does need to be by
24. So if,
an item, because I feel like if it's just stuck out there, you're gonna
Yeah.
have accidents, people not seeing it and hitting it, kids running around.
I think that's
So
why-
I think that
So-
those two
Yeah.
spots are really.
and what Skip could do is start looking at a date, and hypothetically, we don't need council's approval, and I can't imagine council would say no, so it's more of kind of a good faith effort of getting it out there. Skip could see between now and the 24th, if we could get it by the 20, it would just be a fun thing to do at Easter egg
Yeah,
hunt,
sure.
right? We have a lot of
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
if we could make it
Yeah,
happen, I
that'd be
think Easter egg hunt starts at 6, Janet?
I believe so.
And then maybe we could do it like, that's a Friday, we could do it at like 5:30 and then kick off the Easter egg hunt at 6. A lot of our staff will be up there, but it would be a time when you already have a lot of people in the park.
Yeah.
That would be great.
So, or right after, right? Easter egg hunt starts at 6, it's over by 6:30 because they are little vacuum cleaners. We could do it right then, right? We could do it at 6:30 at the park. So, if we could have it by then, it would make sense. And my guys could probably even install the pole as long as I know how big the pole has to be. And that way, all you really have to do is slide the vinyl over it, as opposed to digging the hole and pouring the concrete and waiting for it to cure and, because there's all that.
When it comes, it's already got
Oh,
the
okay,
final on it.
Okay.
It's ready to be mounted.
okay, okay.
So, now, are these two sayings, and each of them in English and each in Spanish? Is that something that the Parks Board
Well-
would be?
Well, it's not like we got a lot of them, but I mean, our main foreigners is Spanish and English. We don't have a lot of, Iranians and Muslims and per se, and
So I,
So these
English and
it's better
Spanish.
idea.
yeah,
English and Spanish? And
Yeah.
and
Are
these
those
two-
sayings okay with everybody? 'Cause
Yeah, that's the main
Yeah,
thing. Are these sayings okay?
Kind of familiar with, they're familiar sayings.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let there be peace on earth and let it
Yes.
begin with you and then may peace prevail on earth, so.
Yeah.
So just poking at that for a second, do we think that the posts in the 3 areas around the lake will have different things? Or that they would all,
I'm thinking that they will probably be all the same. I know when
Probably cheaper to buy it that way.
presented to the Kemp Parks Board, that they liked those sayings as well as the city council at Maybank. So I don't know, it may just be the same thing, but if y'all come up with another saying that you want,
Well, the parks are far enough apart from each other,
yeah.
and it's something that y'all need to look at as a Rotary Club, if you're buying in bulk of the same thing, is that any cheaper than changing it up?
no, because it's just the same price
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Do we have a motion? Would you like one of y'all make a motion?
Sure, I'll make a motion that we very gratefully accept the nice donation from the Rotary Club to put a peace pole in our park with the sayings that were presented in English and Spanish. And, we'll see if it's possible to have it happen at the Easter egg roll.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay. Do we vote on that?
Yeah.
Okay, vote.
Shelby, yes?
Tracy, yes.
Frank, yes.
Laura, yes. All right.
and then Laura, you'll reach out to beautification about butterfly and then I'll make sure it gets on the, Janet may have left. Make sure we get it on the, agenda for
Yes.
council. If you guys can be there, that would be great. If not, I'm happy to present.
What day
So
would this be?
it would be February, it's the
24th.
4th Thursday, yes, February 24th.
You can be here.
Yes.
Great, wonderful.
I just talked to people, I think, Friday, so she wanted to
6:30.
make sure that I had it on my calendar.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
wonderful. Thank you,
Thank y'all
Skip.
so much.
Thank you for coming today.
We look forward to this, I think this is gonna be a great thing
It's a good idea.
for all of us. So, anyway,
Yeah,
thanks
thank you.
once again.
Rotary name needs out there too.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
Rotary, just like the Masons and so many other clubs,
Yeah,
need to make themselves known.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so are we ready to move
What
forward?
was your name? What was Skip? What was
Skip.
your- What was your last name?
Fritz, F-R-I-T-Z.
My dad's nickname was Fritz, spelled like.
Oh, okay.
All right. Item 3C, discussion regarding Arbor Day event. And that says,
I just started putting this on agendas, so you
Oh.
guys have an event
Okay.
coming up in November. I started doing some math. You have 9 meetings before that happens. Always get a little
To be
anxious.
honest, I was worried that there was a surprise
There
coming.
was not a
Yes.
surprise.
Okay.
Absolutely not, sorry.
We've
I
been-
just said, Janet, there's 9 meetings. We need to start talking about it, so that's why it's on there. And we'll just leave it as an actual item as opposed to just a
Yeah.
subcommittee report. So you guys can start talking about what are you gonna do and how are you gonna do it and all that good stuff, so.
You've done this before, haven't you?
I have once or twice, yes. I get anxious. I'm a 6-month planner. I need to know everything that's gonna happen 6 months before it happens, so that's why if you don't have anything today, it will be a standing item on every agenda between now and then, just because I know you guys don't get enough time together,
So
so.
we've made contact with the extension, agriculture extension and Curtis Creek, and they're both gonna do demos for us. So that's one of the things that we have, and then have a whole list of vendors that we've been talking to. They're very excited because what we're trying to do is if we have the vendor, that they present their craft so that they can show their craft and using natural products and things like that. And so I think it's going to be unique in that.
So you said Curtis Creek and who else?
The
Forestry Service?
the forestry, I haven't heard back from them
Oh,
yet.
okay.
The extension
But the
office.
extension office, agriculture extension office. So they're both coming. And then you have some.
Yeah, I mentioned last month that we had met together with some of the reps from the Derby team because about coordinating our event, because they were going to have a Veterans Day bout that day, the same day that we were planning. We said, hey, yeah, we'd be interested in that.
yeah.
They've had a board meeting, and while I don't have details of what they discussed, the feedback is their board and their team is definitely willing and interested in that collaboration. So they're in the process of putting together a draft itinerary and a setup schematic so we can start talking about exactly how we coordinate it. And they're planning to have that to us by March 1st, so the next
Be
week
the
or so.
next meeting.
The really great part about that is they already have a sound system out there.
Yeah.
And they have a trailer for like a stage, so
Yeah, it's-
that is one less thing you all have to worry about if you wanna have somebody come out and play during the day while you're there, right? So,
I think it's gonna be a great way for, I think it's a great idea.
Yep.
You know, it's gonna work out well, I think, and, you know, we'll be able to ride coattails a little bit, because, you
Yeah.
know, I'm sure folks that, are planning to come out to the Derby will come early and see what we got to do.
yeah, for sure.
I'm also, I'm trying to reach out to, potential places to get tree donations. And I welcome any input anyone has on that. I'm just kind of spitballing with it. I'm working through one of my councilmen that has a background in that. I have talked to Arbor Day Foundation, because in addition to just selling stuff, they have a, I can't remember what it's called, canopy. They will absolutely work with the city to do an event like this and do all the groundwork where they get the trees in there, they get in people to pass them out. But that's not a free service that they do or anything like that, so I'm just kind of starting to talk with them just to see what that would look like.
Have you contacted any tree growers in the vicinity?
I'm trying to do that through Councilman Bryan, because it's been his career, so I'm starting by trying to go through an intermediary that knows what to ask, knows who to ask, and has some things with that. And Angie, I think you've talked about, I tried reaching out to Encore. Encore is not showing any particular thing for this year.
Okay, okay.
And it looks like they didn't last year either. It
Okay.
looks like 2024, but
Mine is information from her.
I just pulled up HEB.
that's true.
I'm gonna screenshot this.
HEB is in the grocery chain?
Yeah, it says several grant programs support tree planting and urban forestry in Texas, notably the $5,000 Trees for Texans grant from HEB and Texan by Nature for nonprofits and municipalities. Applications for fall 2026 planning are open to increase canopy. I'm gonna screenshot this and then
Perfect.
I will email it to everybody tomorrow, okay?
Sure. But
I looked up Texas Tree Foundation. I have a friend that was on the board of Texas Tree Foundation. And so that might be another option. He's not now, he went to work for a city but I will, I'll just do this and
The
then,
Arbor Day stuff, when I looked at it, was pretty inexpensive, if I remember.
It is, but it's just the kind of twig saplings.
Saplings, yeah.
Which, you know, when I look at their packaging, is pretty robust, honestly. But I'd hoped, you know, in a little gallon pot or something like that, you
I've
know,
got
I'd
a
hoped
bunch
for
of
something like
redbuds from
that.
them, and they almost all took from
Yeah,
Arbor Day. I mean, they were.
yeah, and those are, we could absolutely pay for that out of our budget. It wouldn't
Yeah.
be terribly painful. I can't remember exactly the numbers, but it's, you know, like 75 cents a pop.
Yeah, yeah.
I did a few screenshots and I'll send those to everybody tomorrow, so you'll have them.
Perfect.
Just some people that I know. I know HEB does it. So,
And
Perfect.
eBay and Amazon actually sell little stick trees pretty cheap too.
Yeah.
There's one guy that does pines on eBay, it's really cheap.
And I've kind of kept Arbor Day Foundation as a backup, because I know that's readily available and
Yeah.
buying quantity and all that. With it, and I know with that, you can go and find something that's very good for our region. I have talked to some folks in the arborist world, and it's like, well, yeah, well, I wouldn't do that one. You know, so I also want help honing that down, because I certainly want to bring in trees that are gonna have the intended purpose.
Yeah,
you know?
don't-
Well, that's
Dogwoods are
where
different.
Curtis Creek, they could probably help you
Yeah.
out on that.
Yeah.
And all there's a lot of tree growers around here that you don't
Right.
realize.
Oh, right.
So,
There's
you
one
know,
just up the street from
Yeah.
Curtis Creek.
contact them and tell them what you're doing it for.
Yep.
They may be willing to help you at
Never know.
half and half
Yeah,
for their
absolutely.
name to be up there. There's a lot of things that's out there. You don't have to wait for them to give them you the idea. You can maybe like call to get them the idea.
Yeah.
Here's what we're
also,
looking at.
if we stumble on a grant that requires a 501c3, our beautification committee has a 501c3, and they've always been a really good partner if we need that, especially for this, right, the trees.
That's good to know.
So just a heads up.
Yep. Yep. Love it. Thank you.
That's where we are, so
I'll just make it a standing item, and that way if,
that's perfect, thank you.
I know how this works, and it blows up, and then we learned this with Dark in the Park, right, Gilbert? Like, all of a sudden, it was like, oh my God, there's
We're meeting weekly for.
yeah, and I don't want y'all to have to do that, so if we can knock about.
All right, so no action on that, so. Item 3D, discussion regarding food truck park at the Gun Barrel City Park.
So this is really just an update for you. There should be in what was at your seat today, a map that looks something like this. This is not to scale. Gilbert, my engineer, this is not even close to scale. It's close, but Google Maps and I don't always agree on distance. I haven't gone out there. There is a balance between we can have a ton of trucks and what that magic number is, right? Because there is a magic number based on the number of people you expect to come. So you would never set up a food truck park and put 20 food trucks unless you knew you were going to have the capacity. So one thing that Mike and I have kind of started talking about is we might only start with 3 food trucks or 2 food trucks at first.
And have more.
And have
events.
the ability to grow. But even like if you think back to July Fest, we only have 8 or 10 food trucks at July Fest, and that's 3,000 people, right? Because there's only so much you can spread around for those folks, and they won't come unless they know that they're going to have some kind of built-in market. So
Yes, yeah.
what Mike and I have kind of been talking about is, you see the gray square, that area is the old, just for some perspective, the old helicopter pad fence was 200 foot. So we weren't going edge to edge. We kind of brought it in a little bit, maybe do 190 feet. Some type of pad. We've looked at concrete. Concrete is extremely expensive. We were like $17,000. I also have talked to Charles over at the EDC about potentially, and I know Keith and I kind of had this conversation as well, maybe partnering with them too, because it will be a community driver. But that was kind of our thought, like some kind of, if you went 50 foot, each spot is 25 foot long. That gives you a drive area in the back for people to be able to back in their trailer or pull in their trailer, however it works. Our goal was to try to keep cars off of the grass because it will run it up the first time it rains, right? And we want a place for people to sit. You can see I only put 4 picnic tables because I got frustrated with picnic tables today. But that would kind of be where we sat, and it can grow from there. We can do a covered seating area. We can put in shade. We can put in a bandstand. We can do a lot, but that's kind of what we're thinking right now. I have talked to an electrician. An electrician this helicopter landing zone already has power. They will just expand that power to put in power poles, and we would probably not do more than 8, because we're never gonna have that many people. That we have a dozen food trucks out there, I don't think. We're looking for people maybe to stay a month and then switch out, right? So not the more permanent. Maybank has kind of turned into a more permanent. They are more settled there. Ours might be a little more rotating, but 15 foot wide, 25 foot long. There would be, if we did 8, then there's 24 foot of window space, because most windows are on the side of the truck. So that allows people to walk up and have room, and then have picnic tables there to be able to. Mike and I even talked today about the potential to do some kind of smaller picket fence around where the seating area would be, just to kind of block it off a little bit, right? So that it's not just so open to traffic zipping through there. So
Where are the restrooms?
they're up in the very top left-hand corner at the ball field.
Okay.
That's not that far. It's right there in the parking lot. There are also some, there's some at the police station, which is right across the street, and then there's some at the back of the community center as well.
Okay, perfect. I just couldn't. I was
From there,
looking-
though, you could also see the playground. If your kiddos were playing on either of the playgrounds, you would be able to see both of them. That was kind of the mindset behind that specific area. But that's kind of what we're looking at now. Mike and I started talking today about the potential, instead of concrete, to do asphalt millings. We get a ton of millings every time they mill up a road. Those come to us, and then we can reuse them for things. And so potentially to use, if we end up having to kind of piecemeal this, we could start with some asphalt millings. But that way the trucks are on a hard surface and not sitting on the mud. Because that's the worst part, right? You can move these picnic tables around so they're never sitting on the muddy part of the grass, but you don't want your truck sitting there either. So a 50-foot wide pad would give 25 foot to kind of drive in the back in, pull your truck, and be able to get out. Now, that would be 8 would likely be capacity. I don't think we need more than that. I think the problem you run into is you have to have the people there to take advantage of the trucks, right? So that's kind of where we are right now.
And what is, you have like a time frame?
I would love to do it sooner rather than later. We're right now trying to get prices on everything. Water is a little harder. I have to have engineered plans for water, so I'm gonna phone a friend at East Cedar Creek and see if he can help me. They won't just let me tap into their thing and run water. I have to have an actual engineer's plan, but I know some folks that work there that need some projects for their different stuff they're involved in.
Okay.
So I'm gonna reach out to him, and we've gotten, electricity pricing, we've gotten concrete pricing, now we're waiting on water, so.
Okay.
We would love to do it this spring, but it's gonna just take a little manipulating to make that happen.
But there's
So-
a possibility.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
Be nice for
Wonderful.
summer.
yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you for the update on that. Are we ready? Yes, all right. Item 3F, discussion regarding partnering with Cedar Creek Lake Garden Club to plant crepe myrtle trees.
So a copy of that email is in your packet. The request actually came from Vicki Dumont. Some of you may know Vicki.
Yeah.
Vicki does a lot of stuff. This is one of the things that she does. And this isn't the Gun Barrel City Beautification Committee. This is the Cedar Creek Lake Garden Club Beautification Committee. And they want to partner with several cities to plant red rocket crepe myrtles. They want to plant them in every city. They want to do, they're putting 3, you can see here. Ideal locations are city parks, city halls, roadways. We would probably put them at the park. That would be, crepe myrtles are relatively easy to take care of. You just leave them alone. Once you get them growing, you leave them alone. So, They are pretty. I love crepe myrtles, but, I'm not a fan of trimming crepe myrtles because then they look bad, but, so I just thought I would bring this to you all and see if you wanted to do that. They raised money. There would be no cost to us. We would make sure that we put them in a place that we could either bag them or water them easily. So I would, kind of default to the guys to maybe put them, somewhere close to the trail. They're real pretty, so maybe by the tennis courts, maybe, so ideas about where you would
Color out
like
there would
them.
be nice.
Huh?
Color out there would be
Yeah,
beautiful.
where you might like to see them, and are you in agreement? And that is something, Laura, we would have to have a vote on,
How
so.
many trees? then?
They put 3 at Tool, so I would guess they would talk 2 or 3, so. I suspect it would be how many people buy in and how many trees they end up with, so.
Wouldn't mind having, wouldn't mind having one around the dogs area. With a little color up there with the dogs, halfway shade, put it right outside the fence,
Yeah, they're not great shade trees, so
No, they're
don't,
not.
I mean,
They're
crepe
for-
myrtles are not great shade trees, so.
Ornamental.
They're really just a pop of color, right? So, that was kind of my thought.
All right. Well, what are you, I think it's great, it's free. I don't know where to exactly
Free's good.
put them, but,
Yeah, and I can work
Yeah.
with the guys on a location unless you have some ideas of where you might like them.
Over by the big chair would be good too.
Yeah.
Contrast by the big chair.
Yeah, that would be a good bed to put a tree in. It doesn't have one, so, maybe on the far end away from the tree.
Maybe along the trail.
Yeah. They just start pretty when they bloom, right? And they bloom a long time, and,
and then they're pretty in the fall.
yeah,
Really
so,
pretty.
And I mean, I know where they're easy to water is the conversation always comes
Right.
up when we
Yeah,
start trying
yeah.
to get more shade, so.
we can also bag them. That's something we haven't really done in the past, is bag trees when they're new. You buy a water bag and you fill them, and then they just seep. And, so that also works really, really well. Our team just hasn't used that a lot, but we have a new parks supervisor now, Casey, and Casey's super gung-ho and sends me emails at midnight of all his research ideas, so I'm super excited about it.
Awesome.
Yeah,
All right, wonderful.
so that's
Do we need
another
a
option.
motion for,
Yeah, to accept however many, up
Okay.
to 3, I would say. I don't know that we can, it's hard because you gotta, 3's a lot of trees, so.
somebody want to make the motion?
How about if we accept the request to plant crepe myrtle trees?
I'll second.
All right, we'll have a vote from my left.
Shelby, yes?
Oh, Tracy is.
Frank, yes.
Laura, yes. Motion passes. All right. That's very exciting. All right, let's see. Item 3F, discussion regarding National Fitness Campaign. And that is,
So if y'all remember, this was a grant opportunity that we got emailed, and I have some experience with these folks, and so I went ahead and did the meeting with her. I'm gonna have Janet play, this is about a 3-minute video that talks a little bit about the National Fitness Campaign, and then I will walk you relatively quickly through kind of their PowerPoint. You can go sit here or whatever. Janet, can you press play?
We're changing the way America thinks about fitness. From municipal parks and trails to college campuses to high schools nationwide, we're bringing free fitness everywhere, and we're just getting started. Hi, I'm Mitch Benaggi, founder of the National Fitness Campaign. National Fitness Campaign was founded in 1979 when we opened the first fitness court. Redesigned for the 21st century, the fitness court is the world's best outdoor gym. Our 7-movement, 7-minute system allows you to use your own body weight to get the perfect workout. Easy or hard, it will work for you. Our goal is to build healthy communities by making outdoor fitness an essential part of people's lives, so that each day is better than the last. Now more than ever before, it is vital that we move fitness outdoors to remain safe, healthy, and strong.
Michiganders, as soon as we can, we go outside, which is one of the reasons why the fitness court was such an attraction to us. What impressed us most was their basic philosophy that they want to provide world-class fitness for free. Truly, anyone can use it, no matter what your age is, no matter what your physical fitness level is, no matter what your skills are. It is very adaptable.
This fitness court is one of the best things that San Jacinto has ever done.
Thousands of certified ambassadors will be trained to deliver classes, challenges, and clinics as part of our national fitness campaign. New programs are bringing students outdoors across America. The Fitness Court mobile app is your gateway to enroll in these programs. Simply scan the new digital wall with your phone to access a library of free workouts designed to optimize your experience on the fitness court. Learn the moves and take challenges as we dig deep to create impact for our partners across America. This year, we are thrilled to introduce the Fitness Court Studio, the ultimate community wellness hub, uniting the power of yoga, Zumba, bodyweight fitness, and the arts. Fitness Court Public Art continues to grow and inspire across the country as local artists collaborate to bring beautiful, one-of-a-kind murals to life on fitness courts and fitness court studios. We're proud to have helped cities of all sizes raise millions of dollars from respected sponsors to support free fitness. Wherever fitness is a priority, you can find a fitness court. We're working with large cities using urban movement data to map the best locations for healthy infrastructure. We're bringing fitness courts to within 10 minutes of population centers everywhere.
They provide these wraparound services that, from a city's perspective, that's what you want in a partner like this. You want it to come presented to you on a silver platter with a bow tie around it. They're one of the best partners, I think, that I personally have ever worked with.
We serve almost 1.2 million members across Michigan. And this partnership really is an opportunity for us to bring scalable, free health and wellness opportunities to our community. So I would actually invite cities and organizations, big and small, to explore the opportunity to invest in fitness courts. To be very honest with you, the feedback from different municipalities and different communities has been very positive.
We are committed to raise over $1 billion to bring the campaign to 5,000 cities and schools, building the largest outdoor fitness movement in the world. Join us. Let's make world-class fitness free.
So, super cool concept. The challenge is the amount of funding it takes to do that, right? This isn't really a turnkey grant from them. So I made you all full page. Janet printed it too. She printed it smaller. I made you all full page. There are a lot of communities with them. They are super cool. They are now doing a couple of different footprints. They're doing the footprint you saw there, which is more of the fitness court. And then they're also doing a version called Fitness Studio that is the fitness court on one side. And this is like on page, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess. On the lower left-hand side, you see the studio where they do the workout equipment on one side, and then they do kind of an open area for people to teach. Like we have yoga, and we have, there's also, if you flip over a couple pages, there's a bigger picture where you could actually have classes. These folks help you all the way through the process. So they're going to start at helping us find grant funding. They do not do it all, though, and it's going to take a lot of work on behalf of either a subcommittee or the Parks Board or a team to go out and help with that. They consult, they help you design and plan it, they do all the press on it. They will incorporate a public art. If you look at the fitness court, the bigger picture of the fitness court, they can do some public art. They then train, they come into the community and train ambassadors to get people to get out and use it. There's a mobile app, the whole 9 yards. And so it is a super cool concept. And you've got you can see them all, like there's just the fitness court. It is pretty indestructible because it tends to be a lot of concrete, and that way it's kind of hard to hurt, right? They do public art, they can do a couple of different versions of public art. They can work with local artists to do something that's very specific to local, or they can help us design some art. Custom art, fitness court art, which is very generic or local artist. They now also do shade structures over the top if you're interested. And it's cool, right? I mean, in Texas, you almost have to have shade. So a lot of the ones that got put in early, City of Grapevine put one in early, they didn't put shade. The number one thing they learned is nobody used it in the summer, right? Nobody's going out to exercise at noon when it's 107 degrees. So if you keep flipping, you're gonna get to step 3, which is funding match. And that, for a lot of communities, is the challenge, right? I have a follow-up call with her either later this week or early next week, because I was just honest with her. I said, the reason that my previous location didn't do this is because of the funding match, right? Convincing a city council and constituents to invest $160,000, right? Even with property tax and all those things, your budget is still a pretty tight budget by the time you provide all the things. Now, it's even harder in a city like Gun Barrel, where $160,000 is a significant amount of money. And she and I talked a little bit about that. They have some resources. They installed one in, I can't remember. It isn't Palestine. It is in East Texas City. I have drawn a blank. And they partnered with UT Health to help pay for that, because it got people out and it got them active. And so that is a option, right, is to find some additional partners. At the end of the day, I think the city it's going to be a lot of work to find those partners. And is that something this group wants to take on right now with everything else you have on your plate? That's going to be the $100 question. Or is it something we just want to keep on a back burner that, hey, we've got the food truck park, we've got an event, we've got other grants coming up. It's 100% up to you guys. And I've told her, right, my concern is, while they help, there is a lot of legwork on our end, and we don't really have a Parks and Rec department. Brooke right now is doing 2 jobs, right? She's doing her a community engagement coordinator. She's also doing a second full-time job running the community center, which was intended to be a full-time job. So I can't really pull Brooke in another direction to now start drumming up donations and such. On top of what she's already doing. So, staffing wise, it would be me pouring my time into this when I had time available.
I say we put it back on the back burner.
But that's my concern. That's why my previous city didn't move forward with this. It is a super cool concept.
I make a motion, we table it for a while.
What's your
I
thought?
disagree.
Yeah, it's up to you
UT
guys.
Health Foundation of East Texas has got a big grant program, and we got a hospital right there. And if you go to that hospital and say, look, we would like your help in building this thing, we'll brand it your name or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's the option.
I mean, I think it's worth looking at.
I see.
But we need to
For
look at
one-
from what I understand with the hospital itself, is they're looking to the future, both in the near future and rebuilding.
I don't
I don't know.
anything about that.
I haven't heard anything
We
about
could
that, but
talk to them and see.
I mean, they're potentially, like, I told her, I said, I would have to have the $60,000 site grant, right? Like, we're gonna be on the high side because we don't have a property tax and we're surviving on sales tax alone. I'm not saying it's not possible.
Well, like, my feeling is, I always just have this, go back to the same thing. We don't have an identity.
Right.
And the health and fitness would be a great identity to have in our park. I just think I was ready to just jump in.
I'm ready to jump in too.
It's a beautiful idea.
I mean, they're super cool. I will tell you, it's not going to be our identity of our park, right? That's the challenge. That's the reality. Building this is not going to give our park that identity,
No,
because
but it
it's
would
going to
add.
be used kind of by people that, you know, you have to have ambassadors, you have to have people to
Right.
teach classes, and right now, we're really pushing them to teach stuff, we're working with them to teach at the community center, right? But that's, again, it's up to you guys. If you want to kind of reach out, I am gonna have a conversation with her later. Her job, Kearney's job, is to go and really push for Gun Barrel. This takes time. This is not it is not gonna happen in a week. It takes 12 to 18 months
Sure.
to get through the process and get the funding and do all that stuff, so.
What's your thought, Gilbert?
Well, my thought is, I think the reality of the situation for us is it would be something that we're interested in contingent on the fact that we come up with a big grant
Yeah.
that would supplement what they have.
Yeah,
And
100%.
can it work that way, that there's a tentative yes, but,
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah.
we're not gonna do it unless we
Yeah.
find the money to make up the balance somewhere
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Will they move forward with us if we're that iffy?
I don't know, and that's a question I'll have to ask her, is at what point do you need some kind of commitment from us?
That
Because I
would
think
be
that's
good.
kinda
Yeah.
how we would have to
Helpful.
approach it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, you know, we're interested, but we gotta
Yeah.
find more benefactors.
Yeah, and I can definitely ask her that, you know, at what point, does she need the commitment of the cash?
That'd be good.
Yeah, I think if we go that route, that you just kind of inquire and give us a timeline on funding and things like that.
We've got
I
the
just-
space, and if you had a workout center, all that would bring more people in for food court stuff. I mean, it would just, it's all kind of building activity in the park.
Yeah,
I may not,
Love it.
is it the ambassadors that do the training there?
kind of, they tend to be the people that go every Saturday morning and hang out, and,
Is the training aspect of it the employees we're gonna have down the road, or is that something that
no,
would be?
no,
This is
it's
volunteers.
more volunteer side of stuff.
And they
yeah.
train us.
They would work with you. They're not trainers, right? They just kind of build excitement about that one piece of the park.
Right, but we would learn how all the equipment.
That is done on an app through your phone. So
Okay.
you download an app and it shows you how to use the equipment and what you would use it for. But I will tell you, of the Metroplex cities that have one of these, it was just an addition to the park. Not necessarily what defined their park as the place to be. So that's the thing that, you know, but I
But
mean,
it
yeah,
would
you
be,
could,
nobody else will have it here.
right. There is one relatively close, I just can't remember the name of the city that has one.
And I've seen the one in Grapevine. And
Yeah.
the one in Grapevine,
Yeah.
the equipment is so easy.
Yeah, it's
You don't have
like
to
the
be
fitness equipment we
structured.
have at the park,
It
yeah.
looks like good engineering.
Yeah.
It looks like
Yeah.
easy to maintain.
Yeah, it is.
Right. The one in Grapevine is great. I mean, it's
Yeah.
very well used on Saturday, Sunday, not used during the weekend.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
these things
yeah.
are.
Did you mention Palestine a second ago?
I can't remember, there is a city relatively close, but I can't
We'll
remember
look at it.
which one it is.
I don't want to table it at this, me in particular, like, but if you could make some
We wouldn't
inquiries.
pay for it all together, it's taking us a while.
But if we can get their help in identifying other grantors to help us fund it, like if they use UT Health in another city, then maybe we could go back to UT Health and say, you've already done this project with somebody else.
It is Palestine.
Yeah.
Palestine.
Now, Palestine's is not built yet, they're in the
Okay,
process,
okay.
but it is, I was like, I know it's Palestine, it is Palestine, I was right.
Right.
I remember it was extremely expensive, and so I'm waiting for her to get to that part in this was during the ice storm, and I'm like, okay, lady, just get to the amount of money, because I remember it was a lot of money, and finally she's like, okay, Angie, here's the money, now let's go back and go through, so,
And it's,
and it is.
how many thousand?
The
160
city contribution can range from 160 to 270, depending on what you build. So, or our
And I guess that-
part of that.
And I guess that studio is the lower cost version?
Studio is the highest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The fitness, so the, just the fitness court is half the size. The studio adds
Okay.
the workout on the other side. Obviously, you add shades, you're adding it up, so
What if we could do it in two sets, like do one and then do the other?
add the studio later.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. I don't know how they would, I don't know that I can ask that question.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That would be a great question to ask.
And
Yeah.
shade is, you got.
Well, the studio side of things, that, you know, that concept, that idea can be part of the community center.
Yeah.
You know, we wouldn't necessarily,
Right.
And I don't know size specific, I also would have to look at that to make sure.
It's very exciting, and if we can do a little extra work and see what the feasibility of it is, and
Well, like AARP
Is
had a
this a-
community flagship grant for $15,000, and it has to do benefit residents ages 50 and older in creating vibrant and public places, parks, open spaces.
so that would be 15.
So I applied for the grant just for the walking trail,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, you know,
yeah.
you start adding that in, you got UT Health Foundation of East Texas. I mean.
My only warning to the board is to remember, you don't want to diversify what you're trying to raise money for too much, right? You're raising money for trails, you're raising money for pickleball courts, you're adding now something else. And do you want to finish a few projects before you do that? I will get some answers from
I want to
her.
see
Yeah,
what Frank's
then we-
limit is.
Yeah.
It's pretty low.
Well, thank you so much for
That's
Yeah.
this
real, I think
discussion.
it's really interesting. I think we ought to explore it further.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, I think we need, they're helping getting grants for sure.
Yeah.
I love,
So what are we deciding on?
I'm gonna get some more
Get more
information. So it's just really a discussion item. It wasn't intended to have an answer. Sometimes we need an answer if you want a recommendation to council, but this is the update, and I'll get some more information.
Okay.
all right, then, item 3G, subcommittee updates, grants and fundraising.
Okay, well, bad news. With the U.S. Pickleball Grow the Game grant for $50,000, we got denied. I called them up and said, hey, how come we got denied? And they said the application was fine, the need was there, but they just wanted to go with youth more than adults. So they wanted it to be tied to school. I said that was their focus this year.
Okay,
So-
so then that
Yeah,
means
that grant's
that's,
done.
okay.
Yeah, they notified me on January 30th. USA Pickleball has got this big open-ended grant program, and we're wondering, do we apply for the $1.4 million to build a brand-new pickleball court? Huge thing with fences and the whole deal? Just shoot for the moon? I mean, ask them that.
Well,
I don't know what.
Versus.
Versus, you can have to refinish an existing tennis court, and they'll pay for that lower amount, or maybe you can ask for that lower amount.
Do they require it to be pickleball only?
Right.
Yes,
So,
You're
So I think-
installing
so I
or
think she's gonna-
converting pickleball courts to increase court access.
yeah. That's gonna be your challenge, right?
Do you want to
So-
keep the tennis court, or do you want to throw the tennis court
You
away?
still have some people that play tennis. Some groups are a little more hesitant to just throw tennis away completely. So that's when Frank called me and I said, hey, here's the colony, not the colony.
Yes, South Lake or somebody.
Yeah, I can't remember now.
Yeah.
Colleyville.
Colleyville.
Was it Colleyville?
Yeah.
Just recently built the exact size. So I sent Frank a map, right? So here's the tennis court, the exact same size with either 4 or 6 pickleball
That's
courts,
6, yeah.
was like $1.6 million. So do you just shoot for that and then just build next to, then we could rely on USTA to refinish our tennis courts.
Right.
But they can't, USTA doesn't want pickleball and pickleball doesn't want tennis, and so you end up kind of running in a circle. So that was kind of the question and the thought process.
Your odds of getting a grant are pretty low, I think.
Either way,
Either way. I mean, our odds are pretty low. So, but I
then
mean,
then I'd say let's roll the dice.
go for the big one.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right, that's what
We have nothing to lose, right? I mean, if
Right.
your odds are low
Doesn't cost
anyway.
anything to sign up for.
And I will tell you, as a rule,
An opinion? Which way to go?
Actually, I think, I like to just ask for the big one.
as a rule, you have to apply for grants a couple times before you
Yeah.
really get a serious
That's
consideration.
kind of what they said.
get
Yeah.
started, you
Yeah.
know?
So they said, we welcome your grant application on the USA Pickleball grant. Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah.
And then US Tennis Association grants, maximum 60,000. They'll do lighting, 15,000 per court, fencing, 12,000, resurfacing up to 8,000.
But it can't have pickleball on it,
Can't
so
have
we
pickleball.
can't, yeah.
So do you wanna,
My recommendation is that you hold off on that.
Okay.
Until you know whether you have a
Gonna-
standalone pickleball.
Okay.
Because they will come check.
What is the timing of the one we just talked about? The-
Pickleball.
pickleball one is spring of 2026, so it's the first,
Okay.
about March or so.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. The U.S. Tennis Association is kind of an open-ended grant just about any time.
Yeah, let's definitely
Okay.
see.
And then lighting, like they'll provide up to 15,000 per court for lighting, so 30,000. Oh, great! But our bid was 140,000.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay, that's a drop in the bucket. Yeah.
And we would just have to get creative, right? I asked for a bid for new lighting at baseball and new lighting at tennis, so we would have to, work with Musco. They'll work with you, but
That's amazing. He said he may know some bid
Yeah,
opportunities, so
yeah.
we need to reach out to him.
Yeah, I have reached out to him. I
Okay.
just haven't heard back, and
Okay.
I can actually call Chase. I think it's Colleyville. I'm almost positive. Trophy Club. He's the director at Trophy Club. I can call Chase and say, send me your bid, so we have something to really base this off of.
Great.
And so,
Okay, but US Pickleball will ask for 1.4, 1.5 million.
Yeah.
I mean, and then Texas Parks and Wildlife Trails Grant, we submitted that.
Yep.
That was due on February 1st. My mistake, and I will be mea culpa here, is that I need to be sure that Angela Dr. Smith, looks at all these and approves them before I send them out.
it's okay.
Because they've got to administer the grant, they have to
Yeah.
live with everything I said, and I'm just
Yeah,
sending
it's
it
okay.
out. I got panicky, because I talked to the guy, and he said, oh, you need to send it in really soon. And, because that's the questions in the grant thing, and he said, oh, send it in right now. And he said our odds are 25 to 30% for this grant one.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
that was about, I don't know how much we asked,
60 grand.
50,000?
Yeah, about 60
About
grand.
60,000 with 15,000 match, asphalt replacement of the trails. So that's all been turned in, but I will be sure to float it to you.
It's okay.
Well, not my mistake.
It's partially our fault too. Frank called and they said Angie's not here. She won't be back till Monday. And
He's like, oh,
I'm
that's
like,
what it's
I
doing?
have pretty much 24-hour access to everything. So all you have to do is say, Angie, go look at it. I just log into the system and
So
look at it.
Next time
So
we'll do that.
it's all good.
But he called me back and he said the grant looked really good, his grant application looked good, he saw nothing to hold him back.
Good.
Was there any kind of problem once you got the chance to look at it?
No.
Or is it just a,
Can't,
let's
no,
not
it's
do
a matter of
that?
process, yeah.
It just helps me to be able to make sure,
Right.
because my name is on it, not Frank's. Like, I need to make
She's the
sure.
project manager.
I understand.
And she has to look the grant, not me, so if I
Yeah.
messed up, it's her,
He asked me a question. I was in training. I didn't answer him because I was like, oh, I'll just go in. And then the next email was, I submitted. And I was like, oh, God, okay. Well, it is what it
That's
is.
because I got panicked.
Yeah,
It's my fault.
yeah.
I got panicked because I was waiting to do it right towards the end.
Yeah.
And I should have done it in my lessons, do this as early as you can.
Yeah.
Have plenty of time, everybody
Yeah.
look them over. I'm learning lessons, Ron.
It's okay.
Lowe's Lowtown Grant, I talked to the manager at Lowe's store up here. He said they're willing to build things.
Excellent.
And they'll redo wood stuff. They just need a count of what we need.
Excellent.
So I need a count of the benches we want them to replace or the benches we want them to
Yeah, I
build.
will do that for sure.
Okay.
Stephen and Charles and I and Mike and I talked about that. CBS News is going to be here to do some filming Monday, correct? Monday. So Mike has done some beginning work on those bleachers.
Okay.
Because there were some of the boards that did this.
Right.
We did the minimum, and then Charles also worked with him to make sure that they weren't spotted when we got done, because CBS News will be here on Monday to film LSMRA. They're gonna have a test and tune, the lawnmower racing, and I think it's like at 10:30 or 11, they do interviews, and then they're gonna race, and CBS News is gonna film it. So we did some very beginning work, but just to keep like the boards from being so rough. So I can absolutely get you that count. I would love to see them strip those bleachers down, pull the wood off, paint them, and then replace the wood on top of them. So it was some treated wood that won't end up like this did. So I can absolutely get you that
Great.
count.
And then Encore Cares Foundation, I thought I'd ask them for the $349,000 to do the baseball field and the tennis court with LED lights instead of the sodium vapor, because those will really reduce the power use.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we can ask them, but I've really had a hard time getting answers from them about the grant application process. I mean, they advertise it, but they're just kinda, and somebody I talked to at Louisville said that they will do this whenever they're asking for a big rate increase. And that's not-
I can get you our contact's name too, that might
Okay.
be able to give you
Oh, that'd be
some,
great. That'd be
some
great.
information.
So you're saying 345,000? Is that different than when we talked a second ago about lighting at the?
No, same thing, 104,000 for the tennis courts and 245,000 for the
Gotcha.
baseball field.
When you said the 104, I thought that was actually for.
But if we do put 245 in the baseball field, that means you can keep them on at night and you can now start using
Yeah.
it at night, right? So,
Yeah, I mean, we use it now, but those lights are completely controllable by your phone and they're all LED,
Yeah.
so our challenge with baseball is we have a surcharge because they're
Right.
those old vapor lights. So
Yeah.
once a month, I pay $1,200 just to
Yeah.
turn them on, and then after that, they're not terribly expensive because of my
Yeah.
wonderful surcharge, but
And that's almost where I was going. I mean, is there any idea of that $1,200, some part of that $1,200 savings could go towards a
potentially.
loan payment?
Potentially. I think the challenge is you do that 6 times, right? So it's, I mean,
Yeah.
$7,000 or whatever, but
Yeah.
yeah, so.
out of 245,000.
Yeah, yeah,
But,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over
So
time,
it's
sure.
Just
So-
that can almost be like a copay
yeah,
towards a
yeah,
grant.
yeah, 100%, yes. So, I will get Frank, my contact at Encore, and he might be able to help. So the cool thing about Encore is, much like Republic Waste, right? We have a municipal manager that we can communicate with. So when a storm's coming in, I have a human I can call that will call me and say, this municipal building doesn't have power, what can we do to help, right? So I can connect Frank with him, and that way maybe we can get some better
That'd be
information.
the way to get the
Yeah,
insider.
yeah.
Wonderful.
And UT Health Foundation of East Texas, I didn't apply for the grant because I didn't know what we would apply it for.
Yeah.
But what they say is we welcome conversations from strategic partners looking to support an aligned vision of helping people in our communities live long, healthy lives. I mean, that's this.
That's
Yeah.
that, so maybe we start that conversation, yeah?
Yeah, start that.
And then our AARP Community Flagship Grants, another one I didn't let you look at, because I found out about it the day before it was due, and it's 15,000, so I thought, okay. And I put it towards doing the trails,
Yeah, it's perfect.
so it's
Yeah.
just 15,000 trails, but that could also go towards that stuff too.
Thank you, Frank,
That's it.
for all of your hard
You're
work.
Oh,
a
yeah.
grant
Appreciate
person.
it.
Well, this year we're not gonna get any, let's just say it that way. We're not gonna get any
It's
this
just,
year.
it's the
Right.
nature of the beast of grants, right?
But next year.
but
or
it's the
2
process
years from
and-
now, we might.
You just keep applying for the same
Yeah.
thing, and they start to recognize, hey,
They're serious,
Yeah.
yeah, they want to.
and I'll tell you, Texas Parks and Wildlife loves $700,000 grants more than they love $50,000 grants.
That's what he said.
Uh,
He said, your $50,000 grant's not, he said, yeah, that's what
Yeah,
he
it's
said.
just a drop in the bucket. They're like, whatever. Yeah, so this is the nature of the beast.
He said 25 to 30% chance of us getting it this year. He said based on the number of grant applications they've already
Yeah.
received. And he said if they have a light year, you'll be 75 or 80%.
Yeah.
And a heavy year is 25 to 30%.
Okay.
So I called him back and I said, okay, you looked it over, what do you think? He said, oh, it looks fine. You're in line, we'll see. So,
You never know.
Thank you very, very,
Thank you.
very much.
Oh, no,
Yeah, that's
it's-
not, you're doing
it's-
a great job.
Do we have anything on community outreach? We do have the Facebook page started.
Oh, yeah. And the advertising the pickleball times was great.
And just submit anything, you know, you can post
Right.
anything you
Yeah.
want,
Yeah.
and you as well. Linda,
And I talked to the yoga person, told her she should. put on
So
there,
what's
too.
Yeah.
this Facebook page?
Uh,
Friends of,
Gun Barrel City Park.
did you share Tracy? If you get duck post, or did I share it to that
I think
page?
you might have, well, I don't know.
I know I shared it on
About
my
feeding
personal
ducks, what to
page.
feed the ducks or
I
not
think
feed
I
the
read
ducks.
it someplace.
I saw that, I
Is it the
didn't
big
share
thing
it.
about don't feed them this and don't feed them?
Yeah, she is a duck person, which is the coolest thing, right? Because she has like ducks and chickens, and
Yeah.
she shared a really good post about what to. Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
I shared it
I-
on there.
I
I did
saw
share
it.
it on there. We got it.
So
So
anything, if you come across anything park related, just send it in. I mean, you know, or just post it yourself, or alert the admin who is.
Yeah, just post. I get it pings me, it's posted, so I'll take some stuff off if it just really doesn't have anything to do
Yeah, we can
with
do
the
that
park,
sometime.
but,
Anything else on it? And then events, how can we help for Easter? I just, if we're here and we're willing volunteers, we'd like to be asked if,
Okay, I didn't meet with Brooke last week, I was sick, so I will get some information about Easter and get it out. It's the end of the month, so it's not until the 27th, so at least we have another meeting prior to that.
I've
but-
helped with the hunt for 2 or 3 years
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So I don't know how I just found out the hunts until call you on Saturday
Yeah,
morning.
typically Brooke emails everybody and says, hey, this event's coming up, come if you wanna come, we'd love to help, have help. Spreading eggs and all that good stuff, but it is, Friday, March, I pulled it up a while ago.
27th.
March the 27th, and I,
something
we
with
may have
a
a peaceful
schedule would be
Believe.
nice.
Yeah,
So that we,
yeah.
know what we're doing and we really, I know that we're all willing,
yeah.
so.
Yeah, typically an email goes out several weeks before that has the time and all that good stuff and what to do, so.
Okay, so,
And now she's been, it comes on that volunteer page.
Oh,
I don't know, I'm not getting anything from her, I'm getting forwards, so
I think I
I'm
got
not
these
sure.
from Janet.
well, Janet has been sending emails out for her because Janet has all the email lists. So that's why, because Brooke sends it to Janet, Janet has all the group email lists, so she sends it out to all the boards and commissions and city councils for her.
Yeah, there's just like I don't know.
Event Me, maybe. You're getting,
Yes,
maybe
we
getting it
keep
through the
getting a
Event Me
bunch of
page.
those.
And you
Yeah.
can just sign up through them.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
also tell you about the other communities and what
Yep,
they're doing if you
yep.
want to sign up to help for them as
Yep,
well.
absolutely.
I like that about that.
Anything else that you want to add with that? We're good? All right. It's been a really good meeting. Thank you, everyone. And thank you to Keith and Brian Pearl for coming, Mayor, and of course Cecilia. So, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? We will adjourn. Thank you. All right.
Reminder that you have to be here next month.
Won't be here next month. Where are you off to?
Asia.
Oh,
Can't tell.
What you gonna do over there?
Going to
oh.